Hello everyone and welcome to Hearthshort, the short video series in which I show you one of my recent duels and I explain you my strategy, my tactics, and hopefully let it be an educational experience. Now in this game I am the rogue versus a hunter, and I am going to keep with my starting hand because they're nice cheap cards and I can play them whenever I want to in the early game. Now that's what my deck is mostly like. I don't like to have too many expensive cards because then you can get trapped in the early game. But opening up, he just uses a tracking to have a look at his top few cards in his deck so he can take one. And in my first turn, there's nothing really much I can do with these cards. I could shoot, but that would be a waste. So I'm just going to end my turn and see what he has to offer. Now, in his turn, he plays the Starving Buzzard, so whenever he summons a beast, he can draw a card. Now this can potentially get out of hand and give him a huge card advantage, so I really want to take this card down early. But there's not really much in my hand I can do that with at the minute, so I just have a look at my cards. There's nothing really much I can do, like I said, so I'm just going to play the Novice Engineer just to get some card draw. Maybe there's something I can get that can help me deal with this to prevent him from getting too many cards, but there's nothing I can do this turn, so I just have to end and see what he has to do. Now, the Starving Buzzard, like I said, it hasn't got like a lot of attack or health, but its effect is what matters. And if he can protect it, then with taunt creatures, then he can get a lot of card draw from summoning multiple beasts, and that can give him a huge advantage. And like he's done now, he's summoned a random animal companion, and he gets the free card draw, and then he's able to take out my engineer and attack with Huffer for 4 damage on me. So I'm not really in a great position in the early game. I haven't really got a lot of cards that can help me in this situation, so I just pop a Shiv just to take out that buzzard, and I can also get some card draw, hoping to get something that will help me out in this situation. Deadly Poison is good, but I prefer to use it with the Assassin's Blade, which I can't use until I have 5 mana, so I'm kind of a bit off that for now. So I'm just trying to figure out here what to do. Again, I just choose to Shiv just for the card draw, and hopefully I'll get something to help me out next turn. But there's nothing really much I can do, so I just play the coin and I use my Dagger Mastery, and I just opt to take out Huffer because I'd rather take him out now and take the 4 damage than him protecting it or buffing it further and then it doing even more damage. So either way I was going to take at least 4 damage, so I decided to get rid of it myself. Now he actually had another Starving Buzzard which he just summoned now, and then he chooses Steady Shot. So looking at the health, we're not really in a good position. He is still 30, I'm 20, but I get a backstab, which is a lucky draw, so I can take out that buzzard immediately. So that kind of evens up the playing board a bit, and that allows me to start getting my minions out. Now there's not really a lot of minions I have, so I just opt to play the Raid Leader, which allows me to buff up my other minions that I summon. And I'm hoping, it'll also be a target for him. He'll want to get rid of it, so maybe it'll force him to attack it and not me, which was the plan. So he uses his another Steady Shot to get the extra 2 damage in. At this point I'm thinking he wants to Zerg me down because he's been playing very aggressively, and so I just need to kind of protect myself and give him new targets that he needs to focus on. So I buff up my Raid Leader and then use Head Crack, and it was with the combo, so I get it back in my hand. So now we're starting to look a little bit stronger. He does have a taunt minion out, but I can deal with it with my Raid Leader. Or my other card, the other minion, but he chooses to play the Hound Master, and that buffs his bear even more. I'm a bit worried here, but then I draw a backstab, which was so lucky, so I can just take down his bear, and we kind of even up the playing field a bit. So now I'm in a situation where I can just take the Cleric and I can keep it, or I can attack his minion with it. And I choose to attack his minion with it because I'd rather the board be clearer than him have a 4/3 minion. And it also gives me the chance to play my Blade, in which I can attack him with for 5 damage along with. So we kind of evened up. The health difference has kind of gotten a bit closer now, so I'm starting to feel a bit good about myself. And then he plays Lord of the Arena. So I wasn't too happy about this, so because I don't really have the cards necessary to deal with this much health and damage, so I decided to play Sap to get it back into his hand until I can draw a card to deal with it hopefully next turn. And also it forces him to spend the mana again if he wants to play that, because the Lord of the Arena is an expensive card and you'll have to play that much mana again to get it back. I did do Fan of Knives on the chicken, which may sound like a waste, But I get card draw, and I was afraid that he'd maybe buff it up, because the chicken has got a nasty enrage of +5 attack, so I was worried maybe he'd buff it up. But I just opted to get rid of it quickly, and then I could use my deadly poison and attack him for huge damage with my own weapon. Now, he played the Lord of the Arena again, and like I said, he had to spend that mana again. So the mana he spent playing Lord of the Arena is mana he can't spend on other creatures thanks to my sap. So I play my Spiteful Smith, but his secret activates, and it's a snipe. Luckily, the Smith has enough health to survive, and I also proc his enrage effect for 9 damage. Now, that's great, but I don't really have, his taunt creature is in the way. So I decide to play the Lord, or the Fan of Knives, to get his Lord of the Arena down to 4 health, and then I end my turn. So that way, if he attacks me with his Lord of the Arena, if he attacks my Spiteful Smith, then his Lord of the Arena would die too, but of course that didn't go to plan, because he used Deadly Shot. So now I'm really worried, because I have no minions on the field. He has a 6/4 Lord of the Arena and his 5/5 Stealth Tagger, so I'm kind of screwed. But I use Blade Flurry, and I can do my weapon damage, which has 7 damage to all minions, which instantly destroys his Tagger and Lord of the Arena, and does 7 damage to him. And then I can Head Crack for 2 more damage, and then I can play my Defiance Bandits and my Cleric to buff them up. So now I'm in control. For the first time in this duel, I am in control. I have the card lead on the board. I have the health lead. He does have a card advantage, and he just, pretty much used it there with his multi-shot. So I was kind of worried a bit, but then I drew the exact card I needed to finish the game. The Assassin's Blade, which gives me enough damage, along with Head Crack, to just finish him off. I opt to use my Dagger Mastery to buff my dagger even more, so I can just finish him myself. So, thank you for watching the first episode of Hearthshort. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment and subscribe.